So, good morning. You will notice that I'm in a different location today, and class will be slightly different because I can teach with the computer at close range. I might try to move it further away so we can do some things in standing, but we'll stay close to the ground for the most part. And we're going to start with lying down on the back. And we'll start with some nice, easy shoulder and neck stretches. So I'm just going to adjust so you can see more what I'm doing. Great. So lying down on the back with the eyes closed, and take a few deep breaths. You can exhale out loud or sound it out with the sigh. And as you breathe, really feel a settling into the back of your body, and especially the upper back. So really feel your shoulders dropping. Upper back muscles relaxing. Shoulders and arms relaxing. And just a few more breaths, really settling in to the back of your body. So we're just starting on our backs, and we've been taking a few breaths. We're going to now begin some movement. You can keep the eyes open or closed. And I don't have room to move my arms, but if you have room, I suggest moving your arms a little bit outward to the sides, and just let the head lean over to the right side. And feel into the left side of your neck, and continue to relax your upper back and your shoulders. And then come back to center, and other side. You're going to lean your head over to the other side. Breathe into the neck. Feel shoulder and neck area. Now you'll probably be able to feel into tension, both in the neck and shoulder area. So just continue this movement and really move slowly. Stay long enough that you feel a sense of things changing. And what I mean by that is, sometimes with your breath, you can feel a change in the tension or resistance. So come back to center. Interlock your hands behind your head, point the elbows up to the sky, and lift your head forward. Now we want to lift our head with our hands, and when you've gone as far as you're able to go, then release your head back. And we're really stretching the muscles at the back of the neck. And then slowly and gently lay your head back down. And now let's hold on to each elbow with each palm. We're gonna break down this movement that we generally do circling. So first, take a deep breath in. As you exhale, you're gonna pull both elbows over to the right side. Your left shoulder blade will lift off of the floor and turn your head over your left shoulder. And now inhale back to center. Exhale, pull your elbows to the left side. Look over your right shoulder. And just continue. You can move at your own pace. You can work with your breath, or you can even slow things down. Now we're going to change the movement. So you'll come back to center. Deep breath in, exhale, allow the elbows to reach up overhead. And if they don't touch the floor, no problem, but just reach them up overhead towards the floor. Feel the stretch through the front of the body and the back of the body. And then back up over the chest bone. So that's the movement. You can work with your breath or even slower. So now we're going to do that circling movement and feel this like a massage where you are moving to the right side and then up overhead. So you're creating pressure with all of your shoulder blade and back muscles, upper back against the floor as you move in a circle. And this pressure is helping to release tension, bring awareness to the muscles so that you can consciously relax. And if you want to pause at any part of the movement or any direction, then you're welcome to do that. And let's also switch directions. So from the left side overhead to the right side. What I notice is my weight leans to one side. When it's up overhead, I feel this stretch for the muscles of the torso and back, and then I lean my weight over to the other side. Just notice what you feel. And then relax. So now we're going to work with the lower back. Hold on to your knees, hug your knees. Here, feel into the compression right in here in the hip crease. We're compressing things. And in the low back area, we're broadening things. So just stay here and breathe. Let your body adjust. And then let your feet come down to the floor. For the next one, I like to have something between my knees. I find this helpful. You can add a pillow, open your arms wide, take a deep breath in. Exhale, knees to the right side and look towards your left fingertips. Feel the stretch through the side of your body. Press your knees into the brick or the pillow. Come back to center. That helps to engage the muscles so that you're not using your back muscles to come back to center. And then to the other side. Your knees are on the left side. You turn your head to the right hand. You let the body respond to this position. And to come back to center, you press your knees together to engage the inner thigh muscles and the core muscles. And then you'll move from one side to the other at your own pace. To loosen the back muscles, to stimulate the organs, beautiful, beautiful twisting movement. Now let's come back to center. Huh, all right. Okay, extend your left leg along the floor, bring your right knee to the chest, and just hold the knee close. And again, let your body respond. Notice what you feel. Breathe into any areas of tension or tightness. Take 3 deep breaths. So now let's relax our arms, reach the leg up to the sky, and lower the leg down. Now your right knee, draw it in. See if you can keep your right leg active, even as you're holding on to your left knee, focusing on the left side, a little bit of attention on the right leg, keeping it active. Give time for the body to respond and notice how it's responding to this position. Take 3 deep breaths. And then you're going to extend your leg up to the sky and lower down. So now bring your right knee to the chest, extend upward to the sky. You'll feel a stretch through the hamstring muscle, lower down. Bring your left knee to the chest, extend upward to the sky. So you're stretching the hamstring muscle, lower down. Just continue to alternate. Bending the knee, straightening the leg upward, lowering down. Good. So next we're going to do work for core muscles. And core muscles sometimes can, when they're weakened, the back takes the load. And so we want to strengthen and activate the core muscles. It's a very simple movement. You're going to tilt your pelvis. Your low back will flatten on the floor. And we want to engage these muscles between the pubic bone and the navel. between the two hip bones. So you're going to hold that contraction and then release. You're tucking your tailbone, lengthening your low back against the floor. These muscles in here contract. You hold this contraction and then you release. Once or twice more, just hold for as long as you feel you have the endurance. I've noticed that doing these regularly make a big difference in taking the load off of my hip joint with my arthritis. So when the core muscles is stronger, they can take more of the load. So now we're gonna tuck the tailbone under, flatten the low back against the floor, and lift the right leg, and continue to press into your left foot. Easier is to hold the knee closer. Harder is to hold it away. If this is too hard, you do the exercise we just completed. And then lower the foot down. Release completely. Engage. Lift your left foot off the ground. Keep those muscles engaged. Press into your right foot. Release. We're going to do it one more time. Hopefully you're starting to feel a sense of engagement in the deep core muscles that hold the pelvis in place, take the load off of the back. Tuck your tailbone, press your low back into the floor, press into your left foot, raise your right knee, right leg. Breathe and keep this engagement of the core muscles. Release. Engage. Press into your right foot, lift your left knee and your left foot. Keep that engagement through the deep core muscles. And then release. So now we're going to do bridge pose. And for bridge pose, if you want, and you have something, you can place it between the knees. And what this does is it engages the inner thighs. If you don't have a prop or anything, not to worry. Walk your feet closer towards you, closer towards your bum. Inhale, you're going to tense your buttocks and lift. Lift as high as you're able to comfortably lift. And then lower down on the exhale. Continue this movement, lifting and lowering. You can move with the breath, lifting on the inhale and lowering on the exhale. When you come down, fully release the legs and the buttocks. And then you might decide you want to stay in this position for a few breaths. Then lower down and release. You can remove any props and hug your knees. If you'd like, you can roll from one side to the other. I don't have much room, so I'm going to stay stationary, but if you'd like, you can roll from one side to the other. So now we're going to roll onto our front. So chin or forehead on the ground, elbows wide. Just Bring your right heel towards you and then your left heel towards you. Alternating. Noticing if you're feeling this in the back or in the legs. We want to feel this in the legs, but sometimes if there's a lot of tension in the back, we'll feel this in the back muscles. And then relax. Bring your arms beside you, chin or forehead on the ground. Inhale, the whole body lifts. Your chest is lifting, your legs are lifting, your arms are lifting, and then you release. Inhale and lift. Exhale and relax. A few more times, at least once more. You want to strengthen the back muscles. And then let's come into Cobra. Hands underneath of the shoulders, lifting up. Holding this position for as long as you have the endurance and capacity. Lowering on the exhale. Lifting. Breathing. Lowering, relaxing. One more time, lifting. You're tensing the buttock muscles to help lift you. Strengthening the back of the body. Lowering on the exhale. And now we're going to press back into child's pose. Go slowly as we've been doing back bending. And if you need any props to support you in your child's pose, you're welcome to gather any props. And then roll up into sitting. So now we're going to come onto the hands and knees and round the spine. Draw your abdomen towards your low back, like actively pull your abdomen in. And then opposite direction. Move at your own pace and with your breath. Remember to actively pull your abdomen in as you round the spine. And then relax. Let's do some hip movement. Lift your right knee and ankle outward to the side. Hold for as long as you have the endurance and lower down and alternate. So we're lifting the knee and ankle, holding for a moment or two, lowering down. Good. And now we're gonna sit back on our bottom, and you can sit with support underneath you, having the soles of the feet together for a butterfly pose. Now you can move a little faster or slower than me. I notice that if I do butterfly regularly, it's so much easier for me to sit in terms of hip openness. Sitting requires a certain openness in your hips. It requires a certain strength in your core to hold you upright. And then sitting is possible. And then if you're meditating, it's a matter of the mind staying focused. And then you don't have to worry about body pain. Just a little bit more of butterfly pose. And now we're going to move into a twist. Extend your left leg. We're going to cross the right foot over, and you can bring your right foot closer in or farther away. Important is that it's on the ground and not the foot coming off the ground. So now my left hand is going to come behind me, and I'm going to turn and twist to the left side. So it might be opposite to what you might know of other twists, but we're turning to the left side. And then let's unwind. Switch sides. So now I have my left foot across, over and across from the right side, my right hand behind me, my left hand on the inside, and I'm going to turn and twist to the right side. And then unwind. So now we're going to come onto our hands and knees, and we're going to come either into a low version of downward dog or the regular version. So a low version is staying with the knees down and extending your arms forward, chin or forehead to the ground. And the high version, you'll know, is that triangular shape. Whatever position you're in, really focus on that lengthening of the spine and the back muscles. Just take a few more breaths. And then let's lower the knees down and rest in child's pose with any supports that you need. And roll up into sitting. So we're going to do some work for the shoulders. You can sit with the legs crossed, or you can sit with the legs extended. It's up to you. So let's just start lifting and lowering. Lifting and lowering. Think of your shoulders and your shoulder blades lifting up the spine and then releasing down the spine. Once or twice more. Good. We're gonna do some massaging of the shoulder joint. So just take your right hand and massage around your shoulder joint. We don't realize how much healing power is in our hands. Just through touch, through rubbing, we can start to stimulate the joint tissue. Both directions. And then let's switch sides. You're circling around your shoulder joint. Both directions. And relax. So now your left fingertips on your collarbone and up to the sky, back and down. Make the circle as wide as comfortably possible and feel throughout the movement. If it's really difficult for you, then you can always do less. Opposite direction. And then relax. And sometimes when we do work for the shoulders, it starts to reveal kinks in the neck. So if you're noticing things in the neck, that's okay. That's a sign that we're unwinding and unraveling, and it reveals deeper tensions underneath, different layers of muscle tissue. So we can loosen one layer and then it reveals tightness in another layer. So not to worry if new tensions are showing up. Big breaths as you move the elbow in a circular way. And then the opposite direction. And then hug yourself. Relax your shoulders, eyes can be open or closed, and take 3 deep breaths and breathe into the upper part of your back. Release, relax. Hug in the opposite way, so the opposite arm is on top. Eyes can be open or closed. Take 3 deep breaths and just appreciate that you are here, that you showed up for class in spite of any resistances or obstacles. And that's something to really appreciate and honor and acknowledge in ourselves. So I'd like to do some arm and shoulder work in standing. So I'm just going to adjust the computer, and let's come up into standing. Just give me a moment while I make some adjustments here so that you can follow me and see me, and we can do some standing positions. Great. So we're going to start with both arms up. We're going to lift up onto our toes, stretch the whole body. And as you lower your heels, lower your arms down. So we're just exercising our toes and feet. Inhale up. Stretch the whole body. Exhale down. Also creating tone in the legs, tone in the calf muscles. 3 times. Inhale. Stretch. Exhale. Twice more. We just want to get some circulation back into the legs and the feet since we were sitting and on the floor. Really good one to do if you're at a computer doing desk work or sitting for a long period and then you get up and stretch the whole body. Good. So now we're going to do arm circles, and this is also going to loosen things in the shoulder joint, increase circulation in the shoulder joint. I'm starting with my left arm. You're going to make a circle forward, moving slowly, feeling this in your shoulder joint. Breathing throughout the movement. And the other direction where we move backwards. As if you're doing the backstroke when you're swimming. One more time. And then just close your eyes and feel. Feel into the left shoulder, left arm. Notice if you feel any warmth, any difference. For me, it feels like my left shoulder is a little bit lower. So this helps us to really understand the impact, the consequence of each movement. Right arm, upward, starting with that circle. Ooh, I hear a lot of crunchiness on my right side. Just noticing what you're feeling. And opposite direction. Again, if it's getting a little too much, if you find your shoulder, arm tiring, you always can pause, rest, move slower, do it with less intensity. Lots of options to participate in a way that works for you. And then relax. Bring your awareness and attention to the right shoulder. Take a few breaths. So now we're going to do both arms at the same time, opposite directions. This really involves the brain. So both arms reach up, right arm forward, left arm circles backward. Complete that circle. And again, one arm, right arm forward, left arm backwards. And then left arm forward and right arm backwards. Lots of work for the arms and shoulders today. One more time, left arm forward, right arm backward. And then relax. We're gonna give our shoulders and arms a rest for a moment. We're gonna do some balancing work. I'm gonna shift the screen so you can see what I'm doing. So you're gonna shift onto your left foot and lift your right knee. Now you can lift a little bit or you can lift a whole lot. And when you lift a whole lot, there's core muscles that are holding the leg up. If you need to hold something, you can. You're going to switch sides and alternate and just continue lifting the knee. You're finding stability in the standing leg. You're engaging the core muscles to hold the knee up, and you're alternating, and you're just working within your own capacity. You just want to give the shoulders and arms a bit of a break. We're going to come back to them in a moment. Maybe once more on each side. Good. And now we're going to touch our fingertips together, elbows at the height of the shoulders, and shoulders relaxed. Reach your arms out in front. It's a movement as if you're swimming. Open as wide as you can, then bend your elbows and start again. Inhale and exhale. Feel your shoulder blades press together. Feel the chest widen, open up with each stroke. And then let's do the opposite direction. Now, if you need a break, rest your arms. Join when you're ready. Inhale wide, exhale together. Inhale wide, exhale together, and twice more. And relax. Lots of work for the shoulders, upper back, and also getting into the neck area. We haven't done this one in a while in standing. So palms together is a little bit easier. Palms facing outward, a little harder. Choose which one and make a circle. 3 times in both directions. And then relax. Let's come down into a squat. So I need help with my squat. I'm setting myself up so that I have support to sit on as if I'm sitting on a low bench. I might use support underneath of my heels, and I also might use support underneath of my pelvis. I know it's hard to see because I wore dark colors, but just come into your version of squat. You can have your palms together and see if you can find some length in your spine. I've always found squatting very difficult. It's become easier to me when I use props, but it isn't easy. You might find some poses are like that, and that's okay. Okay, let's come down into sitting. We're gonna do some neck stretching, and then we're gonna move into a beautiful restorative pose. So we're gonna start with neck movement. Sitting nice and tall. Down, up, down, up, moving at your own pace. And let's change it. Side to side. You might notice some kinks in your neck. Move slowly. Stay long enough that you feel a change. Use your breath. Back to center. Drop your ear to one side. Opposite fingertips can reach away. And alternate. So when we tilt the head over, we're stretching. And then when we come back to center, we have to engage that muscle. And then when you feel ready, you can move into a semicircle or a full circle. Pausing in any areas where there's a sense of stickiness. Moving in both directions. And coming back into center. And now we're going to end with a restorative pose. And our restorative pose will elevate the pelvis, possibly elevating also the legs. So you can decide, have a prop nearby. Again, I'm going to just change the computer so that you can see what are the options and possibilities. Might not be able to see everything, but you'll be able to get a sense of what I'm doing. So we're going to start lying down on the back with the knees bent. And just give time for the body to settle and really find its place here. To really feel the floor beneath you. To relax the back side of the body. And when you're ready, you're going to elevate the pelvis, slide some support underneath you. You can be in a supported bridge pose, or you can extend the legs upward. Today I feel like being in supported bridge, so I'm just going to stay here. Arms can be beside the body, a little bit wide if you have room, or even up overhead. We're going to stay in this position for 2 or 3 minutes, and if it's too much, you can always come out earlier. Really feel the gentle pressure in the area of the back of the heart, in the upper back area, and really let your body sink into this. Notice any subtle shifts or changes. Enjoy this beautiful restorative pose. Enjoy this opportunity to really feel deep inside of your body. If you need to come out early, you're welcome to do so. If not, we'll stay here for another half minute. And when you're ready to come out, you can slide the prop out from underneath you. Lower the low back so that it's in contact with the ground. And then just hug the knees, and you can roll on your back from one side to the other if that's helpful. Before our final resting pose, I'm going to come up into sitting. It's easier for me to deliver instruction in sitting. If you prefer to meditate, you're welcome to also come up into sitting. Most important is that you're comfortable so that you can relax and feel your breath. You can repeat internally, breathing in, I smile. Breathing out, I relax. And not only repeating this, but feeling it. Feel the whole body smiling. Whole body relaxing. Gently deepen your breathing. Becoming aware of where you are, the sounds around you, the feeling of your body, earth beneath you. Waking up small movement in your fingers and toes. Beginning to stretch in whatever way feels natural for you. And finding your way up into a sitting position. And we will end with a dedication. It's the traditional classical way to end, that we dedicate the well-being that we feel for a particular person or for the sake of all living things, seen and unseen, all living things in all realms. And thank you for joining me for today's class. Lovely to see